Many of you watched a video on my feed here last week where I pressed the Liberals for answers about questions that you've had on the COVID-19 vaccine. Today, the plot thickened. Now, the government has spent, I don't know, billions of dollars, maybe we don't know for sure because they haven't tabled a budget in some time. They've just spent so much money on securing potential doses of vaccines at some point in the future under some sort of regulatory process. We really don't have a lot of details. But today something really interesting happened. We're hearing news that many countries around the world they actually secured the rights to produce these vaccines in their own countries. I wondered if Justin Trudeau had done that. Was he smart enough to negotiate the right for Canadians to have control over the production and manufacture of any potential vaccine that we're spending billions on that we should be reviewing, right? Like, why would we just rely well into the future on some other country or buying it from some other country? If we're going to spend all of our money on this, we should have negotiated the right to produce it, you would think, right? Watch what the Prime Minister did when I asked him this question. Did the Prime Minister and his government even bother to negotiate the right for Canada to manufacture the leading vaccine candidates here in Canada?
Good question.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, around the world, various parliaments and governments are having to explain to their citizens and to their oppositions why Canada has done so much better than them on getting a better portfolio of vaccines, on getting more doses per capita than their countries were able to. So Canada has negotiated through working and relying on experts and scientists making recommendations, an excellent portfolio of vaccines with tens of millions of doses for Canadians. And those scientists and researchers are working very quickly to get those vaccines as soon as possible to Canadians.
Well, member for Calgary Nose Hill.
Well, it doesn't matter what portfolio of vaccines that we have if Canadians can't get it until 2030.
Exactly.
The Prime Minister didn't answer the question I just asked him, which is very material. He says he's spent all this money on developing vaccine manufacturing capacity. Did he, his industry minister, his procurement minister, whoever, even bother to negotiate the rights for us to manufacture those vaccines here at home?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, allow me to reassure anyone who actually might have listened to or might tend to believe anything the member opposite just said. We will get those vaccines well in advance of what dates she is offering up, which I won't even repeat. We have signed and secured vaccine delivery contracts for 2021 with tens of millions of doses. We know how important it is to deliver for them quickly, and in signing the contracts, yes, we looked at different ways of ensuring domestic production as much as we were able to, but that unfortunately is not something we can move forward on.
The Honourable Member for Calgary Nose Hill.
Mr. Speaker, the one thing that I notice about the Prime Minister is whenever we ask him direct questions and he can't answer, the first thing that he does is impugn the character of strong women, and that's wrong and that's sexist. Instead of saying to me what I shouldn't believe or what I don't know, answer the question. Did you even bother to negotiate the right for Canada to manufacture these vaccines at home? Did you? Do we have the ability to do this? And when are Canadians going to get these vaccines?
I want to remind the honourable members to place their questions through the Speaker and not directly to the person. And, of course, the answers have to go through the Speaker as well. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I said, Canada has the best portfolio of vaccine purchase in the world, including 2 domestic vaccine candidates, Vito Intervac and Medicago. But the member opposite was asking what happened to domestic manufacturing in Canada. The Conservative government happened to domestic manufacturing. In 2007, AstraZeneca and Bristol Myers closed their Canadian manufacturing operations. In 2010, Johnson & Johnson and Merck's Montreal Research Centres closed their facilities. In 2011, Teva closed one of its Canadian manufacturing operations. In 2012, AstraZeneca, GSK, and Sanofi announced closings and layoffs. That is what happened to manufacturing. So, of course, he doesn't answer. All he tries to do is stammer and
diminish me because he hasn't done anything. Like, can you imagine this? Something as basic as like the right to produce it here in Canada. This guy is asking you to trust him with things like vaccines and COVID plans, and he can't answer basic questions like that, or won't answer basic questions like that. That's very concerning. Share this video, help me get the word out, and I'll keep pressing for answers. Working hard for you in Ottawa. Have a great day.